Snowmen rose with icy glares, frosty fists, no time for prayers. They marched on north, the elf blood froze, the peppermint fields now lined with woes.
Ho, 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 children. It is I, your second favorite Scrooge, the OGGM, broadcasting live on this winter morning from Site B, located in the holiday hangout that is Fresno, Nevada, a place that doesn't exist. Fresno, Nevada. It is the 22nd day of December. The countdown is getting towards an end. If you haven't had a chance to buy me or anybody else you like your Christmas presents, but mostly me, it's time to take a look at all the RPG Fridays, freebies, Monday bundles brought to us by our friends at DriveThru. So let's see what's going on in the world of whatchamacallits. There, and then we go there, and share screen, and then we try and get this thing to work right, and it doesn't want to work right today for reasons I can't understand, but okay. I guess it's tired or whatever. So here we go. Here's the site. Let's see. Numero uno, we have this nightmare fuel. The picture does not do it justice because, wow. I think it's just papercraft. And it's supposed to be a Zorn. It says it's the Zorn dice rack. And this is just, yeah, disturbing. And that comes to us from Tabletop Unglued. It's a brilliant bit of 2D printable craft that is not Dutch's Dice Tower, but a full-on centerpiece of display dice. Print using standard 2D printer on craft paper or cardstock. Grab some glue or paste and assemble this monster for your game table. No, thank you. This is just too disturbing. We also have from Stop, Drop, and Roll, a safety tool for D&D because there's not enough of them. So now, in addition to all the other safety tools that are in the game that doesn't need safety tools, they have a new one where people can not only go blam, but they now can also play this thing. It's called the Not For Me, thanks. Where players can now say, well, no, I don't mind this happens to somebody else, but I don't want to take part of it. So, if Susie and Jimmy's characters get eaten, I'm okay with that. But you can't eat my character. All right, I'm just saying. I don't want anything bad to happen to me, but I still want to take advantage of anything good that might happen to me. Yeah. So in response to that, I would say, fine, Veruca, nothing bad will happen to you in this encounter, but you won't get any experience from this encounter, and you won't take any treasure from this encounter. It's like you're not there. In fact, I'm just going to ignore you. Yeah. For reasons still unknown, Fantasy Ground is now free to use, and they are having a huge sale on all the Fantasy Ground modules that you would have to upload and install. So, of course, if you're going to do this, please check it for viruses and stuff. And if you were, unlucky enough to buy them in the past, they're going to give you coupons so you can gift another copy to the thing. Thanks for your $90 for the Dungeons and Dragons thing that you paid that now is pointless. We could refund you the $90, or we could give you a coupon so a friend can play too. Cullbrold Press is still running their advent calendar, which runs through the end of the year. It's got discount coupons, short adventures, monsters, things like that. TLHP Games released the Supernatural Investigations role-playing game inspired by X-Files, Buffy, and Supernatural. It's 3D6 system. It's 8 pages of rules on how to investigate the unknown. If you want something more deep, Tarek Ferris has released a 500-page Eberron campaign called The Last Laugh. This campaign runs from level 7 to 14 and focuses heavily on players and choices, including a full cast of NPCs, 22 stat blocks, maps of all the key locations, detailed setting material, dozens of dungeons to explore, and more. Of course, once you print out 500 pages, but it'll just cost you the same if you just bought the thing. If it was POD. T the Halls, T-E-T-H-E. Is this supposed to be T-he? T the Halls has decked out the tree with a bunch of Christmas flavored adventures. as well as our lightning round of Christmas flavored adventures, bringing it to about 15 Christmas flavored and regular just D20 type freebies on drive-through. Lightning round Christmas themed. There we go. Blam. Blam, 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 blam. Blam, 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 blam. Oh, we got comments. Bob Paint Smitty says, hey, dear Santa, I have been on the naughty list all year. I need some weird gender blending modules and supplements. Bring me the cross between Ardo and Metamorphosis Alpha. Thank you, Santa. And then we also have Technoblade. Hey, Technoblade. Weird genre blending modules that bring together Arduin and Metamorphosis Alpha. So you just mean like the weird tables and random craziness that makes Arduin what it is? I know there's a semi-current version of Metamorphosis Alpha floating around in there. I believe it's green. And I think it's the 3rd or 4th version. I know RPG Grandma was playing it earlier in the year. So I'd suggest trying to find it. And maybe it's as weird as you would want it to be, Bob Paints Minis. Good luck. Let us know how the quest goes. Okay. The Fallout. Hey, did you know Fallout is on Amazon? You might be the one person who didn't know it because everybody's talking about it. Mostly not nice. I haven't watched the episode yet. Was waiting for at least 1 or 2 more. But generally, it seems like production value. Oh, hey, the production value is great. But other than that, it has nothing to do with Fallout, and it's just sort of bleh. I never played Fallout. I know. How dare you, GG. I never played it, so I had no basis for operation. When I watched the first one, I was like, this is fun. This is fine. This is weird. So I have no basis for the second one, for the New Vegas or any of that stuff. So I'm just going to judge it whether it's a decent show or not. But anyways, all the Fallout stuff is marked down to 33% on drive-through for both the Fallout RPG and the Fallout miniature game. So if you're interested in playing some post-apocalyptic nonsense, check this out. Renegade Games, who currently host Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Transformers, and G.I. Joe and My Little Pony, the role-playing game, are having a sale on all their Vampire the Masquerade stuff, plus all their Essence 20 stuff. Again, the aforementioned Transformers, G.I. Joe, My Little Pony, and Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, all marked down 20% to the end of the year. We've got a Dungeon Masters Guild sale on all things Icewind Dale. This is all the official and third-party stuff that's ever been made for Icewind Dale from both TSR and Wizards of the Coast, leading to about 700 titles themed around Icewind Dale and ice and snow and all the things that go on in Icewind Dale. 25% off. That ends the end of the year. Fantasy Grounds has got their winter sale going on. So in addition to everything else, they've got more adventure things marked down from Fantasy Grounds. 1,000 titles of various adventures and supplements and thingies for Fantasy Ground. As always, that means you would have to load Fantasy Ground and then load these into Fantasy Ground. So if you do such a task, please double check for viruses, malware, etc., etc., etc. Because, yeah. And at the last end of the year, those are even more prevalent than normal. We've got a Winter 2025 sale also on Roll20 for a bunch of different adventures, 30% off. Again, you'd have to have Roll20 to use these. If you do, and you do install them, check for viruses. Miskatonic University has a whole bunch of Call of Cthulhu adventures, because nothing says Christmas like Cthulhu, all marked down. Then over at Dungeon Masters Guild, we've got the 2025 Ensenada Design Holiday Mega Bundle, featuring 12 holiday-themed adventures and a source book, both in English and Italian, for $30. We've got the 1, 2, 3 Shadowrun bundles. The core collection bundle over at Bundle Holding is $15. Contains all the stuff you need to make characters for Shadowrun and run Shadowrun 5th edition, thus the name Core Collection. We also have the Universe Mega Bundle, which includes a bunch of adventures and settings and places and new monsters and just things to add to your Shadowrun game, celebrating the 30-plus year history of Shadowrun for $20. And then we have the SR5 mission bundles to collect a whole bunch of both official and third-party adventures for Shadowrun for $15. That Shadowrun mega sale ends at New Year's Eve. So we got 15, 35, $40, $50 to get pretty much every Shadowrun thing ever made. At least for Shadowrun 5th edition. That seems, I guess, okay, because on their own, those would each cost you, way over $50. So, yeah, I guess that's a cool one if you're a Shadowrun thing. If you don't care, well then. All right, time for charity bundles. Humble Bumble has their huge Pathfinder end of the year bundle for Pathfinder 2nd edition, including 27 titles. Got world guides, stuff like that. If that's $30 if you want to get everything. For an extra $10, they will send you the box set of the Pathfinder Elemental Stones card games. Yay! Because there's a whole much period out there who people are like, yeah, I totally want to play the Pathfinder Elemental Stones card game. I'll pay an extra $10 for that. Somehow I think, nope. We've got and that goes to support Comic Book Kids. So if you want to get a whole bunch of Pathfinder stuff, $30. We've got the minis bundle for 3D printers and contains a whole bunch of STL files for miniatures. 19 different sets of STL files for monsters, treasure, rooms, all sorts of 3D printer stuff for $25. That goes support Make-A-Wish. That ends January 5th. Of course, if you're going to upload STL files, again, double check for malware, viruses, etc., because those things are scary if you get them. The We Can't Give This Away Campaign Cartographer 3 bundle continues. For $30, you can get all the super complicated geometry, computer-aided drafting things that were Campaign Cartographer. Yes, I know there are way better programs that do mapping online now that are free, but considering Campaign Cartographer back in the day was the shizzle, it was the top of Santa's nice list, and it was just like, this is the thing. If you understand this is the map making program to get, and on its own it was 90. So to be able to get everything that goes with that, 39 different titles for $30 if you're a computer-aided drafting person who understands geometry and stuff like this, maybe it's worth it. I don't know. Yes, I know there are programs that do the exact same thing that are better online and free. If you are a content creator and want to play around with things called, like sound and music and studio stuff, we've got the Cinematic Magic Vegas Pro SoundForge Pro bundle for $45, and also a coupon for an additional $60 worth of songs, sounds, and animation. So that's I guess an animation editing, music making program, but which is called Vegas. Has nothing to do with Las Vegas or New Las Vegas. So if you want to get beyond the just, using the freebies and just doing what I do and actually get into the nitty gritty of designing these things, $45. There you go. On its own, I assume Vegas Pro at one time cost way more than $45. We've also got a bunch of royalty-free songs. This is called the Epic Music Collection. It's got 150 different tracks themed around fantasy, cyberpunk, sci-fi, post-apocalypse, whatever. It's $30. That sale ends today. Thank you for telling us about it, but we already mentioned it once last week. So again, if you're into adding sound effects to your videos or whatever, doing a little music to go with your YouTube, or if you're actually somebody who's designing video games or whatever, here you go. $30 to get 150 different tracks. Then we have the Ultimate Content Creator Audio Bundle for $20. This ends today. It's got about a $5,000 value of whatever these things is. Music bundles, home life bundles, music videos, 104 different songs and sound effects, 200 different downloadable credits and 100 playlists. If you've ever tried to produce a podcast, video, or live stream, you should know that finding audio that you can use for background music and sound effects that won't get you copyright is a huge, huge trouble. So just don't use them. Or you could get this thing for $20 and have $5,000 worth of music-y stuff. Again, that's something my simple brain doesn't understand, but it sounds amazing. That ends today. And that's it. That is all the things. The only thing that even kind of jumps out me as is the Fallout bundle, because nothing says the end of the year and Christmas and the holidays like the apocalypse. And if you want to get really, really apocalyptical, if you want to give the gift to the person in your life who you can't stand, but have to be gamed with, so you want to toss them a little nightmare fuel, how about this thing? How about this nightmare fuel? Yeah, just looking at it makes me, I'm scared. I'm going to see this in my dreams. Thank you, Drive-Thru, for showing this to us. Any of those stand out to you? If they do, let me know. If none of them are interesting to you, don't forget that it's coming down to the last day of the oggm holiday sale. So if you haven't had a chance to support me, your favorite Scrooge, head on over to Drive-Thru, link down below. Pick up Vigilantes for Shadowdark, pay what you want. Pick up the 2 amazing post-apocalyptic source books that I made, also pay what you want. Support the oggm, toss me $1, toss me $5, toss me $10. Don't toss me anything. Just pick them up because you're interested in to see what goes on in this little crazy brain of mine. You know, remember, it's the holidays. This is my job. Steve the cat wants to eat. So, you know, if you're feeling generous, and obviously I understand, of course, that money is tight. So if you don't feel you can support the oggm financially, consider just supporting the oggm by liking, sharing, subscribing, and sharing a little joy with somebody out there. You know, make mom some Christmas cookies, bring grandma a bouquet of flowers, be nice to your little cousin despite the fact that they're a brat. I don't know. Just be Christmassy out there and stay safe and stuff. See ya.
Jack-o'-lantern lit the spark.
A pumpkin grin, a scheme so dark.
It was the lies of endless snow.
If Christmas ends, you'll never go. Tinsel torn, the stockings